there are going to be a lot of spoilers in this video. Hey guys, it's Olivia. So I know that pretty much everyone is now officially on summer break. I've been on summer break for a week now, and I know that school is probably the last thing on your mind and you probably want nothing to do with it. But for some unknown reason, school has been on my mind, specifically English class. So in Canada, our second language is French, and so I've been taking French class since like the 4th grade. And I was just thinking that in French class, they teach you how to speak French, but in English class, they don't teach you how to speak English. They just make you read a bunch of books that are completely unhelpful to life. So this video is gonna be about what Shakespeare taught me. So in my school, in grade 9 you read Romeo and Juliet, in grade 10 you read Taming of the Shrew, and in grade 11 you read Macbeth. I'm pretty sure next year in grade 12 I have to read Hamlet, but we're not there yet, so we're not gonna talk about that. Some of these might not be completely accurate, like ages and lengths of time, but you'll get the gist of it. Let's start with Romeo and Juliet. So basically, what I learned is that if you're a 12-year-old girl, you should definitely go after that 18-year-old boy, because that makes sense. We should all do that. I also learned that if your family doesn't approve, you should just get married behind all of their backs. Then you should fake your death, because we all need to do that at least once in our life. So then when Romeo doesn't get the memo that it's a fake death and he thinks that Juliet is actually dead, then he goes to her tomb, like where all her family is buried, and then he kills himself. And then literally the millisecond he hits the floor, she wakes up from her like imaginary death, and then she kills herself on top of him. So what I learned is you're supposed to meet, marry, fake your death, and then actually die in the span of a week if you have found the person that you truly love. Yeah. Like, I don't know if this happened over a week. Maybe it was 2 weeks, maybe it was a month, I don't know, but I know that it was a very short period of time. And Juliet is literally 12 years old. Do you want to know what I was doing when I was 12 years old? I was eating fruit snacks and playing Pokemon on my DS. What is she doing? She's getting married and then dying. Like, I know that they didn't have fruit snacks and DSs in her time, but like, she could have eaten any snack and played any game or just done 12-year-old things. But no. Next, we're going to talk about Taming of the Shrew. So, the one thing that Taming of the Shrew taught me is that you're not allowed to be a strong, independent woman. That's like against the rules. So Catherine, I'm pretty sure, is the older sister. I'm pretty sure that's her name. Catherine is a strong, independent woman. And to my recollection, I read this a year ago, so sorry if this is slightly incorrect, but to my recollection, a guy comes to her father, who is Baptista, and says, "I'll take her off your hands." So then Baptista's just like, "Yeah, take her. I don't want her." That's great. You just like get given away, like literally. Bye. And so Catherine and the guy whose name I can't remember, I'll probably put it like right there, him and Catherine get married. And then Catherine is still strong and independent, and she's like, "I don't need to do whatever you tell me." And so basically in this book, you have to tame women if they're not already tame and obedient. So you want to know how he tamed Catherine? By starving her. He literally deprived her of food until she agreed to obey him, to be at his will for every beck and call. So basically, what I learned from Taming of the Shrew is that I'm not allowed to be strong and independent, and my job as a woman is to get married and have children and do everything that my husband tells me to. And I learned that if you are the male in this situation, that if your wife doesn't do everything that she's told, that you have the right to starve her. That's a great moral to teach 10th graders. Next, in grade 11, we read Macbeth. And basically, in Macbeth is the thane of like this one part of Scotland. He's in the woods with his friend Banquo, and these three witches tell him that he's gonna become the thane of another section, and that later on he's gonna become king. But none of his descendants will become king. Banquo's descendants will become king. So he doesn't believe them at first, but then when he returns back to like his part of Scotland, the king tells him that the previous thane of section number 2 has been, like, he was fighting against Scotland, so like they killed him. So then now Macbeth is the thane of here and here. And so the first prophecy came true. So then he was like, oh, now I want to be king. So he conjures up a plan with his wife to kill the king. So just before he's about to kill the king, this is something that your teachers are going to make you analyze. So there's like a dagger speech that's like 527 pages long. Okay, not really, it's like one page, but still, it's a speech about a knife. Speech. It's like forever. Anyways, your teachers are going to make you analyze this. So let me tell you what the dagger speech is. So he sees a dagger floating in midair. He's like, it looks exactly like the one that I have in my pocket. Let me try and grab it. Oh wait, I can't. It's a hallucination. So basically he visualizes a dagger that's not actually there, which represents the guilt about what he's about to do. But then he still goes and does it anyways. So then he kills the king, and then both of the king's sons, so the princes, run away from Scotland because they don't want to be next. So then since he is the thane of 2 places and everyone else is only the thane of 1 place, then he's now king. And then he kills like a whole bunch of other people, and then Macduff goes to, I think, England to get Duncan's oldest son and brings him back to Scotland. So then Macduff, Malcolm, I think is his name, the oldest prince, and the rest of the community ambush Macbeth's castle, and long story short, Macduff beheads him and then brings his head back to the crowd, and he's like, oh, he's dead. So basically what Macbeth taught me is not to kill people. But I already knew that. Like, basically it's like, oh, if you kill someone, then their loved ones will be upset with you and probably want to kill you. I didn't already know that. Thank you, Shakespeare, for stating the obvious. So that's what Shakespeare taught me. He taught me to kill yourself for your true love, to obey my husband, and he has the right to starve me if I don't, and that I shouldn't kill others because their friends and family will probably kill me. That's probably not what Shakespeare intended for me to learn, but that's what I learned. And it's probably because I'm so young, and that's what I interpreted from those plays. So if that was not what I was supposed to interpret, then they probably shouldn't be teaching this to high school kids. Just saying. I'm just upset because they don't actually teach you how to speak English in English class. Like, they should teach me where my commas go and when to use a semicolon. But no, they're making me read Shakespearean plays that will literally never apply to my life. I really hope that I'm not alone on this, and I really hope that there are other people like me who just don't understand why Shakespeare is taught in school. If you are like me, give this video a thumbs up. All my social media links will be down below in case you want to follow me on there. Be sure to subscribe to my channel because I make new videos every Monday, and I'll see you next week with another video.